Breaking news. South Africa will not be forced to choose a side in international conflicts. On Sunday, as he prepared to host a summit of major emerging economies, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa vowed that his country would not be bullied into taking a side. This week in Johannesburg, the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, will meet to try to increase their clout and force a change in international politics. The summit's location, coupled with South Africa's refusal to condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine, has put a spotlight on the country's relations with the Kremlin. Ramaphosa said in a televised State of the Nation address, "While some of our detractors prefer overt support for their political and ideological choices, we will not be drawn into a contest between global powers. Despite pressure to align ourselves with any one of the global powers, or influential blocs of nations, we have resisted that," he said. Presidents Xi Jinping of China, Narendra Modi of India, and Lula da Silva of Brazil will join Ramaphosa at the BRICS summit. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov will be representing Russia, with President Vladimir Putin taking part virtually. Putin did not show up in person because South Africa is legally obligated to honor an arrest warrant issued against him by the International Criminal Court. 50 other world leaders outside the BRICS have also confirmed their attendance, including the Ibrahim Raisi of Iran and the President of Indonesia, Joko Widodo. About a quarter of the world's economy is controlled by the BRICS nations, and this year there has been a dramatic increase in interest in joining the group. At least 40 countries have expressed interest in joining, and 23 have actually applied. Calls to expand BRICS membership have been met with South African support. An expanded BRICS will represent a diverse group of nations with different political systems that share a common desire to have a more balanced global order, Ramaphosa said. Argentina, Bangladesh, Bahrain, Cuba, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, Nigeria, and Saudi Arabia are just some of the countries that aspire to join the BRICS. South Africa's Foreign Minister, Naledi Pandor, claims that the idea of expanding the country was first discussed a year ago. On August 21, 1831, Nat Turner led a slave rebellion in Virginia that killed at least 55 white people and resulted in the deaths of dozens of black people as a result of retaliation. Turner was eventually hanged for his role in the revolt. Earlier today, Abraham Lincoln and Stephen Douglas, both running for Illinois senator, faced off in the first of 7 debates between them beginning in 1858. The Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci was taken from the Louvre Museum in Paris in 1911. It wasn't until 2 years later that it was found in Italy. The United States, Britain, the Soviet Union, and China began negotiations for the United Nations at Dumbarton Oaks in Washington, D.C., in 1944. Hawaii became the 50th state in the United States thanks to an executive order signed by President Dwight D. Eisenhower in 1959. In 1991, a popular uprising led by Russian Federation President Boris N. Yeltsin toppled the hardline coup against Soviet President Mikhail S. Gorbachev. In 1992, federal agents attempted to apprehend white separatist Randy Weaver at his cabin in Ruby Ridge, Idaho, on charges of selling 2 illegal sawed-off shotguns. On the first day of the siege, Weaver's teenage son, Samuel, and Deputy U.S. Marshal William Deegan were killed. The standoff lasted for 11 days.